types are dead. It's nuts. It's nuts. I love it when people declare things dead, by the way, but this is like legit. I'm going to prove it to you. Match types are dead. Like we had 4 match types, in case you don't know. Well, let me back all the way up. If you don't know what a match type is, you can tell Google, hey, bro, here's how broad you're allowed to get. So you have a broad match type, which means like if you're bidding on, a pocket watch and somebody searches for timepiece, then Google can be like, yeah, throw it to them. You can have broad match modified, which Google just phased out, but which kind of allowed you a little bit more in the way of sequencing. Like, hey, they've got to use these words, but in any order, but make sure that it's kind of close. And then phrase match, which is we really want to use this phrase, but anything around it on the periphrasis is fine. And then exact match, which is, hey, Google, I only want this. This is all I want. Exact match. There is no way to misconstrue. It's in the name. It's in the name. It's exact match. Check this out. This is nuts. And it's happening. This is one client, by the way. It's happening with a ton of clients. So you can see they're obviously a tax attorney. This tax attorney, let's go find one. Here's IRS tax relief. That is exact match. IRS Gov tax relief. What is that? Now, you might think to yourself, let me just pause before I go through a bunch of them. You're going to be like, Qasim, who cares? That's like clearly analogous. Yes, but in a world where we spend so much time keyword sculpting and we build entire campaigns built around like, if it's exact match, push it here. If it's not, then push it there. This just ruined the lives of I can't tell you how many ads managers, especially those that are semantically obsessed. Now, we don't do that as much in our agency, so it's I've actually kind of relied pretty heavily on the algorithm and to my benefit, to their disdain, but to my benefit. But it's still really interesting to see Google taking something that, again, there's no question as to what exact match should mean. And here we are with exact match. You'll actually see like phrase match. This is this is the way that broad match modified should be functioning. And I bet you this is just a byproduct of the fact that phrase match now is kind of phrase plus broad match modified. But here we have tax help audit. So in theory, you could have like best tax help audit or tax help audit near me. But now here we are with just tax audit. But that expansion of the exact match, that just freaking kills me. A lot in taxes, phrase match. So much in taxes. That's okay. I mean, again, it's supposed to be phrase match, but I understand that phrase and broad have been combined, and so I'm gonna let them go there. But here we go. Tax debt relief, tax relief. Now it's the same thing. IRS relief, IRS tax relief services, IRS relief, IRS government tax relief. Like, these are not IRS relief, IRS tax relief program. These are not exact match phrases. I don't know why you're not as offended as I am. We are telling Google, I want this. I only want this. I understand that you have a menu that allows me to provide for some expansion opportunities. I've chosen not to use that menu. Instead, I feel that I know better. I feel that I understand the key phrase that I want to bid on and the key phrase that I would like to receive. And Google's like, no. So here's my question. What's the difference? What's the difference now between exact and phrase match? Obviously, there's probably a quantitative difference between how far Google is going to allow the expansion. But then at that point, you almost feel like they should just have Facebook with lookalike audiences has percentages. You can do like 1%, 5%, 10%, depending on how much more expensive you want to get. Google should just do that. It should just say like, hey, give us the phrase and then give us the percentage expansion you're willing to offer. At least then there's some integrity to this process. But the fact that they're like just throwing exact match out the window, they were getting expansive, and we saw some of that, but this is the boldest I've seen them. It's only a matter of time till phrase match just goes away, or excuse me, till match types go away. They're on that road. They're pushing broad match with smart bidding, and then they killed broad match modified, and then they opened up phrase match, and now exact match is kind of a lie, sort of this nebulous, semi-promise that's not really adhered to. I think this is nuts. I think it's nuts. And what's really interesting too is it forces you to rely so heavily on search terms. Search terms just became so important. Oh, but remember, Google pulled back search terms. So think about that for just a minute. And Google, by the way, didn't pull back like some search terms or like a small percentage of search terms. I remember when my partner and I first tested it, we had 10 leads in whatever time period, a day or two, and 6 of them were for search terms that weren't available. 60% of our terms. And some clients are higher, some are lower, some are higher. But, let's just use that as a benchmark. You could lose half of your data. Google, you say, hey, Google, I want this phrase. Google goes, cool, I got you, bro. And then they send you clicks. And you're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm paying for the clicks that I requested. What a wonderful system of commerce that we have here, Google. Perfect. Reciprocity, handshake, thank you very much. By the way, may I see what I purchased? May I see a receipt? And Google saying, no, you must trust me. Oh, and by the way, here's proof that I'm actually not delivering everything that you're asking for. And I'm also not going to show you everything that I delivered, regardless of that proof. Just, it's an absolute con job. I'm a big fan of Google. I know y'all know that. Like, I actually really like the system. I like the company. I think, for the most part, they've been pretty high integrity as far as trillion-dollar brands that are ruining the world go. But this is crazy. And nobody's talking about it. Like, nobody's up in arms. There are no, like, pitchforks or torches or any of those things. Like, we're just all like, oh, darn. We lost all the data. And also Google is giving us what it thinks we need instead of what we're asking for. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. I'd be really interested to see if anybody else is seeing this. I want to see how far Exact Match has been stretched. So drop in your examples for me. If you've seen this too, Phrase Match too. If you're seeing like massive swings, let's have a contest. Let's have a competition. Who's had the least exact match? And we'll come up with a prize. It'll be something nominal. Because I'm not really going to give away anything great. But you'll have bragging rights. Bragging rights will be the prize. Yeah, drop them in the comments. I shoot one of these every day. So subscribe if you like the videos. Thumbs up if you think the content's good. And otherwise, I'm grateful to y'all, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.